Hello everybody, Gamer J this is, and we're gonna continue on watching some old video clips and songs from Nanashi Mumei, and this time we're gonna be watching again. It's a song called Dan Dan Don Don, and a little bit of a story to it. At, and it's a very small, medium controversy, not that big though, but so the music video is basically Mumei singing some happy song, and the background is everything's so peaceful, and then there's a few small segments that just kind of shows a little bit of chaos and all. And after the video's release, Mumei then thought, wait a minute, you know what? Come to think of it, though, uh, this might upset some people, and this might also kind of, in a way, damage the brand, even though everybody in the fan base and Hololive knows um, the jokes regarding to Mumei, and so she had the video set to private, and then had to kind of redo it and such. And I believe there was another clip. Someone did manage to save it, but we're actually not gonna watch it. But I'll explain why. But so, anyways, without further ado, 3, 2, 1.
恥ずかしくなるだんだん近くなるだんだん嬉しくなるだんだん太くなるだんだんたくましくなるだんだん細くなるだんだん可愛くなるだんだん過ぎてゆく光風に消える過ぎてゆく右から左へとせーのだんだん近くなるだんだん近づいてくるだんだん近くなるだんだん大きくなるだんだん近くなるだんだん恥ずかしくなるだんだん近くなるだんだん嬉しくなる
Okay, so that was a short video clip of Dan Dan. So we're going through quite a bit of I guess some what do you call it? Some references, history kind of thing. So the scenery that we see in the beginning, it was Hollow Council's like a little get together kind of place, holding rooms, their own rooms and fountains and seating chairs. But as far as I know of, it's only been used like maybe twice, 3 times. I want to say. The last time it was on around, I believe it was might be this place, but it was used for Hololive Halloween, which I want to say it might have been a year or two ago, and there was this one funny clip I remember where Callie accidentally clipped into Mumei's head, showing another face, and she got freaked out about it. And Mumei just whispers, "Pretend you saw nothing." Um, Gura, Ame, and Kiara, in their little chibi forms, is a reference callback to when Hollow Mist got their first 3D outfits, which it was basically their chibi forms. And then much later on, they'll get their main outfits. And then the Hollow Council members in the back, and then Fauna here. That's of course that was in their debut, which I believe it was around the same week that Sana was going to be graduating, and so the whole scenery and then the designs is all from Sana. She had designed the girls in their chibi forms. Um, I missed something related to the crony being ahead. It might have something to do with their Halloween or their Christmas events, but yeah, for some reason crony just has a head, and then because her headwear is a giant clock that spins around, fans nickname her the crony copter. And then of course you have everybody painting. I'm gonna see if I can try and get a good image, but so right here, this person that's about to draw Iris, I believe that's her fan base, the aristocrats, and it's also like an interesting nod to one of the fan games somebody had created, in which you draw Iris and at a good level of angle as well as how hard you draw her, and she gets sent flying, and then she hits certain objects that would help slow down or increase her speed. I know there was originally a game for it, but I can't remember what it was. I think there was a game for on Cool Math Games, but I can't think at the top of my head about it and such, of what it was originally called. Um, this drawing here was one of the animation videos Mumei had used during her startup screen, as well as this other drawing here. Now, what happened here is that Mumei had put some fleas onto the rat version of her co-star Bay, in which Bay turns into like her Halloween kind of form, which is like a rat. And what happened was is that all of these owl people, the humans, they didn't fall down because they just saw a rat and died of shock. They fall down because it's actually diseases. And basically, this entire sequence that we saw is basically originally supposed to be Mumei playing a prank, but what she ended up causing was the Black Plague of Europe. And then there's a wanted poster for Ame because she's time traveling. Then we cut to Mumei that she's on a boat as the Titanic is sinking, with Bay and Iris recreating the scene with Jack and Rose on the door, Kyla being with a bunch of penguins. Then we have giant small Ina driving Atlantis down while what appears to be Callie throwing Dura off the Atlantis. Then we have a UFO adopting cow fauna, which was a very big thing on Twitter. Fauna had once talked about wearing a bikini outfit that has a cow pattern, and suddenly a whole lot of fan artists just quickly drew her, and that's something insane about in a good way. Insane about the fans of Hololive is that something happens, an artist creates something, and then soon multiple artists is all creating the same thing. For Fauna, it was her. It'll be either her Countini outfit or bald Fauna whenever she's playing the Hitman games, or talking about like a little bit of baldless jokes. Um, then there was the thing with Ina's back, and so that's about it on that part. And then right here in this sequence, Mumei once made like this rant video, in which she talks about like what triggers her, and that is that whenever somebody goes shopping and they take their shopping cart, and then they go back to their car after shopping and they put the groceries in their vehicles and they just leave the shopping cart there. They don't take shopping cart back to the thing where you place the shopping carts at. They just leave them out in the streets, and so that's something that usually triggers her. And then of course, Crony chasing after an ice cream van is a reference to when Crony once talked about how every single time she hears the music jingle to an ice cream truck, she quickly tries to run outside with the money to try and buy some ice cream, but the driver kept on driving off. Um, Crony's wearing Crocs, she once mentioned it, and then Crony carrying a sandwich. That is a reference to one of Crony's dark moments in Hololive that she did, and we'll probably talk about that later, but it's related to Subway. And then you have Ollie being chased by Mumei. She's carrying a pumpkin. That's a reference to the time Ollie pulled a prank in which she exchanged some flowers with a pumpkin on a vase. And then lastly, Dura and Mumei peeking through the window, looking at the viewer's room. It was something that a few Hololive talents would do, and that was rank your bedroom or your computer setup, in which they would ask the fans if to send in photos of their room or their computer setup, and they would then start judging everything. And I think that's about it, really, on for it. And so, sorry, I'm like recording late at nighttime, but so what about the controversy? So I mentioned the black plate of Europe and the Titanic that was here in Mumei's video that she kept, because in a way it's just more like a harmless prank in which um, they expect a rat with fleas to be spreading disease around, or the ship Titanic to be sinking. But the other two video clips she had, it was the prank was she wanted to, I believe, make snow or send snow into space. So she filled a gallon's worth of some kind of freezing agent into a space shuttle, and as soon as the space shuttle was about to take off, it just immediately exploded. And so that one's a little bit of a callback to Space Shuttle Challenger. And then the other thing that got changed was there was originally a scene where Mumei's singing while Kiara is crying and what do you call it, in despair, because there's a blimp called with the label KFP Airlines, or for Kiara's side thing, the Kentucky Fried Phoenix um, restaurant. And so there's a blimp with that label on it, and it's on fire, and it's sinking to the ground. And that one's a little bit of a reference to the Hindenburg disaster. And so to Mumei, she just want to be a little bit more cautious, which is why she privated the original video. And then for the fans, it was actually not really much of a big deal, because um, everybody knows that Mumei's been around humanity for many years, and pretty much has witnessed all the disaster events um, that has happened over time. Is she at fault for it? No, but it is usually the joke of it and such. But anyways, everybody, hope you enjoyed this video and all, and be sure you keep the notifications on, and we'll be checking out more Hololive stuff, as well as going back to watching some other video clips. And until next time, everybody, see you soon.